Hey girl.
Howdy, 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 my beautiful Scorpio. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today I'm going to be getting into, darling, your weekly tarot horoscope reading, Scorpio, for the month of November 2021. So if you find some tarot cards that resonate with you in this weekly tarot reading today, be sure, Scorpio, to let me know in the comments below which tarot cards resonate and how they do, because that's how I keep up with y'all. As well, if you do enjoy this tarot reading or you just enjoy my vibe for today, Scorpio, I really would appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe, because it does help me out a lot. Keep in mind, darling, I am just an individual reading tarot cards to you. You know your situation better than I ever possibly could. Tarot readings are just here to give you some food for thought, a perspective to consider, but never making choices in your life, Scorpio. And remember, it doesn't matter what you identify as, whether it's he, she, they, them, anything inside or outside of that spectrum, darling. If this tarot reading is going to resonate, I promise you it's going to resonate. So let's just jump into your weekly tarot horoscope reading now, Scorpio. Let's see what's going on for you. We're going to be doing an oracle card here just to tap into the energies, a little bit of a vibe check, darling, Scorpio. Just, darling, the card just came out, darling. So let's do our little vibe check this week, Scorpio. You guys have the butterfly spirit, darling, number 11 in numerology, Scorpio. So go ahead and write that number down for me to look up in numerology at a later point. As well as the butterfly spirit, the message it brings is transformation is beautiful, Scorpio. I see you guys, Scorpio, in this fabulous process of, it's like, Scorpio, dare I say that you guys have been doing some planning. You've been doing some planning for quite some time, darling, haven't you? It's almost as if you've had this idea or this concept that you've sat with for some time. I don't know if you've been just waiting for the right moment, Scorpio, or maybe you've just been trying to build up the courage for this. For many of you Scorpios, I feel as if recently, in the past couple of months even, you've been going through that transformative process. It's almost as if spirit has been giving you a lot of character development, darling, right? Let's be honest here. I kind of get this impression, Scorpio, with y'all, in that you've been dealing with a lot of hurdles recently, huh? And I feel as if it's because the universe, spirit, Scorpio, is trying to fast pace this progression for you, right? You've been doing this planning. You've had something in your mind, Scorpio, that you probably have sat with and be like, you know what, that would be really fabulous for me to do if I ever made the time for it, right? Or if you ever built the courage for it. Maybe it feels as if, Scorpio, you've been waiting for the right moment to do something, the right moment, or waiting to, in that sense, this tulip cameo. So Scorpio, right off the bat, I see you guys on this fast-paced journey of doing something big. You know, when I was doing your pre-shuffle, Scorpio, it was the message that came forward to me is where I felt the need to tell you guys that you are in an area in your life that you are way out of their league. And so what I mean by this is, like, Scorpio, you know, if you were to be honest with yourself without the fear of coming off as cocky or egotistical, Scorpio, you know your worth. You know the caliber of energy that you exude, the beauty, the intelligence that you exude, darling. You know all of this, and it feels as if you need to get out of this small pond that you're in with some facet of your life, whether that pond is of your own making through your mindset or whether it's in your own environment, right? Maybe it's at a job that hasn't been really allowing you to live up to your maximum potential, or feeling your most empowered, or even if it comes into a dynamic in your life, Scorpio, with a person, it feels as if the people around you, because they can't keep up with your growth, with your progression, Scorpio, even if they wish the best for you in a way, they are wanting to keep you in arm's length, Scorpio, where they don't want you to grow too fast without them, because they acknowledge that you easily could outgrow them if you already haven't already, right? They acknowledge the caliber of energy you exude, the potential that you have, Scorpio, and it feels as if spirit is putting you in this uncomfortable position, darling, to force you out of there, you know? So, because here's the thing, Scorpio, it takes a lot for us Scorpios, because I'm a Libra Scorpio cusp, so I ride that middle line, darling. It takes a lot for us to open up to an energy, and once we do open up to that energy, darling, it's almost for life, right? Because we don't like the idea of having to open up to new things repeatedly. When we do open up, it's for life. That's our intention. So it's very hard for us Scorpios to let go of certain things, right? But see, here's the thing, Scorpio. You gotta do honor to you gotta do justice. You gotta do honor to your own energy, to your own quality of person that you are, and to move on. Yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles here, Scorpio. I see for many of you, darlings, you guys are on this path of going forward to more abundance into your life, right? The Knight of Pentacles, Pentacle energy, darlings. So definitely in terms of finances, many of you have been feeling called, Scorpio, to it's almost as if like you're ready to like run things on your own terms. You know, I don't know for some of you Scorpios if you're, it's like I keep getting this vision, Scorpio, of like a Scorpio just in a cubicle, and you're just sitting there being like, I don't belong here. You know, these are not my people. This is not my energy. It's almost as if you are looking in the mirror yourself, Scorpio, and you're just like, who am I? Where am I? How did I end up in this position? It feels very much so like fish out of water. Almost like this small pond that you're in is now just suffocating because you're trying to make it work here, when in actuality, it's time for you to migrate, Scorpio, into those bigger and better waters. Sure, those little tadpoles that are around you, darling, might perceive you, Scorpio, as being egotistical or full of yourself, darling, but those are just individuals who see you wanting to transition, and it's like seeing your growth. It's like reflecting to them what it is that they need to acknowledge as well, where they're just like, well, wait a minute, if Scorpio over here is saying this isn't enough, why is this enough for me? You know, so it's in that sense, Scorpio, where that's probably why you have these energies not really wanting to elevate you to your maximum potential, because then you would be an example of what it is that they're not living up to, Scorpio. I'm gonna be hitting some egos, huh? Aren't I, darling? This is gonna be a video many of you Scorpios are gonna have to watch a couple of times, darling, to really let that sink in, huh, darling? So then we have the King of Pentacles. Yes, this is what I was suspecting, Scorpio. You're ready to take things by your own, create things from your own making. What do I mean by this? Like having your own business, building your own empire. And, you know, instead of working under someone else's name, Scorpio, you're ready to work under your own name. You're ready to take a chance with something. But it's almost as if because of your current environment, Scorpio, you get in your head a little bit. Because here's the thing, I don't feel as if you don't know how to acknowledge your potential. And, you know, if I were to ask you the question and be like, oh, do you think you're powerful? Do you think you're sexy? Do you think you're intelligent, Scorpio? I feel like most of you Scorpios would be like, well, yes, of course, darling. What kind of question is that? But then it's almost as if your actions aren't really reflecting that, darling. Yeah. It's almost as if your actions aren't reflecting that, because it's like if you were to say yes, then I'd be like, well, if that's the case, then why are you messing with this low vibrational energy over here, darling? And not to call these other energies you know, it's not to insult these other energies. It's just this sense of where you've outgrown it. You've outgrown this space. And it's like, if you are able to acknowledge how your potential and how powerful you are, Scorpio, why are you not honoring that with your actual actions, you know? Because I just see so much greatness for you. You guys, Scorpio, are destined for so much more than where you're currently at. And I feel as if you acknowledge that as well. But maybe you just need to hear it from someone else. The Lover's card stepping forward to you as well, Scorpio. So for many of you guys, this is definitely in regards to a person. It's almost as if like this person's even connected with that King of Pentacles, where it's like for you to go out on your own, you have to walk away from this other situation here, Scorpio. It's almost as if there's someone that you want to bring along with you in your journey, and it's like you're having to accept this fact of where it's Scorpio, that it's time for you to move on. It's you know, almost like because you've had this energy in your life for some time, now you're looking at it and being like, well, what does it mean for me to move on from this? Does it make me heartless? Does it make me cunning? And all these questions that we'll ask ourselves, you know, because you're internalizing things right now, Scorpio, and really you want to just welcome in these changes. Yep, you have the Eight of Cups here. Many of you guys are Scorpio looking for an outside sign, perhaps, letting you know that you are not being the egotistical one, having to make the tough decisions, Scorpio, and having to move on, right? To go into bigger and better waters. That's why with the Eight of Cups here, this individual is at a desert, right? And they are at this water here. And here's the thing with the message with the Eight of Cups, Scorpio, is that, you know, this is fine and dandy. This is provides sustenance. This is sustaining, but it's not not enough for you. And so you have to take that chance. You have to go out into that desert, walking off into that sun. You know, the artwork for the Eight of Cups normally is in showcasing an individual walking off towards the moon. But in this artwork, you're walking into the sun, which is another affirming sign that you're walking into further abundance. The sun card in tarot is the best card and the most abundant card in the deck. And so it confirms to me where it's like, you know, this energy here, maybe nothing's wrong with it, but you just know you're destined for something bigger. You know your story, you know, I'm being shown like the Akashic records, even though I don't personally subscribe to that thought process really. I take this more so as a symbolization, Scorpio, where it's like since you were little, you just knew that you were destined for great things. Queen of Swords coming in here, Scorpio. And so here's the thing, here's the challenge, darling. You have to practice better boundaries. You have to come off potentially as the heartless one to those around you, to come off as egotistical or what have you to the tadpoles that you're leaving behind. But that's the thing, they're nothing but tadpoles, right? As a tadpole grows, you turn into that frog, and what is of service to that tadpole, darling, is no longer of service to the frog. You know, those tadpoles, they still have potential to be frogs, darling, right? But you staying in the pool with those tadpoles are not going to help inspire those tadpoles to be frogs any sooner. You know, all you are doing is making those tadpoles feel comfortable with where they're currently at and not feel pressured to have to grow, Scorpio. So don't be afraid of coming off as any type of way, darling. You know your intentions, and that's all that matters, right? We have here the Four of Cups stepping here, and I feel like you've sensed this for a while, Scorpio. You've sensed this for a while, and it's almost as if you ignored opportunities presented to you in the past because of not wanting to come off as a certain type of way, Scorpio, because you didn't have the proper boundaries for certain situations. You didn't know how to say no to certain jobs, to certain people especially. And so because you didn't practice your no, and now all you were doing was suffocating your own progress, right? We then have the Page of Swords coming in here. For some of you Scorpios, it's almost as if there's been a energy waiting to receive you once you left that small pool. Scorpio, I wouldn't be surprised for many of you guys, once you do take a chance and separate yourself from an energy, that's when you get approached by energies that have been sitting there just waiting, whether this is opportunities, but for many of you Scorpios, this is actual people waiting to reach out to you, but they haven't been wanting to reach out to you because they don't want to go into those small pools with that tadpole. So take that as a sign, Scorpio, where it's just like, if these energies that are watching and waiting, you know, they're watching and waiting because they already know they have outgrown that situation. So you transitioning on, Scorpio, into this new energy, you're doing nothing but attracting energies that already are better than that tadpole pond that you're in currently. So you're going to be inviting a much higher vibrational energies into your life, darling. Definitely just take this as a sign of leaving, darling. Take this as a sign of allowing the transformation to happen, Scorpio, because it absolutely is. The right people, the people that are of your caliber, and not going to see you as this nasty or egotistical person. They're going to see that energy and respect it because they know where you're at. They're not going to feel threatened by your energy. They're not going to feel any lesser than from your energy because they know themselves as well, Scorpio. So something to think about. We also have the Devil card coming in here. It's interesting that you have the Devil card under your Eight of Cups, by the way. So it's almost as if now in this dynamic, that's exactly what it is that you're walking away from now, Scorpio. And you may not have seen this initially as the devil. And now, you know, the devil villainizes an energy, right? And I always like to get people out of this mindset of villainizing things, because when you villainize things, that can be where you start feeling bad about moving on, when it's just a situation that now that devil just represents as an obstacle in your life, and you're having to walk away from that devil, because otherwise you're not going to be able to grow. You have to remove that leech to allow yourself to blossom into the fabulous monarch butterfly, darling, or whatever butterfly that you want to be. So interesting here. I also wanted to point out in the back of the deck here, Scorpio, we have the Eight of Wands. So definitely, it's really destined for you, Scorpio, to be transitioning on from your current energy. You're destined to make a change in your environment. I really wouldn't be surprised if not by the end of this year, Scorpio, you're taking action towards moving, whether it be in your actual physical environment or moving in the sense of those relationships, moving in the sense of those jobs. Movement is definitely the main point here for you, Scorpio. And then, yeah, this is what you're moving into. The Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is the energy of you being taken care of. You know, the Nine of Pentacles is a fabulous energy, Scorpio, for self-employment, for doing your own hustle, darling. This is the best card for my hustlers out there, Scorpio. And so this is what it is that you're going to. This is what you're destined for, Scorpio, is to really build up your own empire of whatever it is. Even if that empire, Scorpio, just looks like a better social circle, right? Your 5 closest friends make up who exactly you are as a being, as a human, Scorpio. And it just feels as if you're renovating that space, Scorpio. You're renovating and you're going into this new energy of abundance, of higher abundance. So Scorpio, do not take this 8 of Cups situation. Do not take this transition that you're going through. You may feel as if you are, I feel like that's kind of like the main issue here, Scorpio, is you're afraid of coming off as a certain type of way, and you're internalizing like how your actions might be affecting other people, or what that might look like to other people from you choosing to transition on. But darling, 10 of Pentacles, this is what it is you're going to be getting into. As that 9 of Pentacles, you then step into that 10 of Pentacles of great abundance, darling, of having that stable home life, of having probably the most stability that you would have ever possibly imagined, Scorpio. But the only way to get to this point is by taking on that transition, to do that spring cleaning of your space and getting rid of these lower vibrational energies to welcome in the higher vibrational things in your life, Scorpio. So take this as a sign of just letting go, darling. Don't overthink this and just let it go. All right. So, darling Scorpio, that is the tarot reading that I have for you. Hopefully you found some cards that resonate with you in this weekly tarot reading today. If you did, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe, darling, as well as I have my website linked down below for private personal readings, SimplyVelca.com. Next to my social medias, TikTok and Instagram, also just being SimplyVelca. But until next time, my beautiful Scorpios, I love you so much. Bye.